Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader. We're doing another reading vlog, okay? I got so much reading done last time and it's still the beginning of the month of May. So I figured, you know what? Let's do another because I had fun. And again, it keeps me off my phone. I've been scrolling a lot already, especially because the newest episode of Vanderpump Rules came out last night, the finale. When I tell you I want to pop Tom Sandoval, ooh, I want to punch him so bad. I don't even want to say what I want to do. That's how ugly it would get. That's how, you know what I'm saying? So, and I love hearing other people talk about reality TV. So I know I'm liable to just keep scrolling. So let me not, because it's still early in the day. But we're going to do a reading vlog, as I just said. I'm going to talk about the two mangas that I just read like last night. I will be reading the next one of this one for the vlog. So I'm going to talk about the two that I read last night. One was Birds of Shangri-La Volume 1. So this is my first time, I believe, reading from this mangaka. And this is definitely interesting. I have the second volume. I don't think I'll be reading it right now, but I will read the second volume. Basically, it is about a guy named Apollo. He is going to be working at this place called Shangri-La, and it is like male escorts, but it's very beautiful, okay? It's like this paradise on an island. It's a bunch of very hot men, and Apollo basically is working there as a fluffer. You know, he's a teaser. He's teasing the talent before they get with the clients. But Apollo is straight. Okay. And it's been, I mean, already from this volume, it was a pretty wild ride, right? So this guy's name is Phi or Fee, I'm not sure. And yeah, he has some childhood trauma. I don't like though that like he is very much really testing the boundaries. Like obviously Apollo took this job and he knows what is expected of him, but it's not like he's trying to have a bunch of sex with the people that work there. Like he's still straight, he may be bi, who knows, but the person who he, I don't know, training him, I don't know if you would call it that, but the person who he's there with, Phi, showing him the ropes, he keeps testing the boundaries. So the line of consent is very blurred. I'm pretty sure like that's what's going to keep coming up in this series. So it's interesting. I don't really like this character. I would like to see more about Apollo. Apollo is here. But yeah, it was very interesting. It was almost like reading Jealousy. Did I read all of that this year or last year? I can't remember. But it was like some lines are getting blurred. Consent isn't always respected. And that's questionable. Definitely not okay, but just know that. I also read Pink Heart Jam. I like this so far. I really enjoy this. It's basically a like college age romance. You've got these two main characters. I will be reading volume 2 for the vlog, and they are in college and they're both in like this like extracurricular like band activity, but it's not like I'm in the band, like, oh, put the fucking hat on. It's like a bunch of young people who like play music together and like they will team up with each other and maybe this person will perform. Not everybody performs together. And it's really cool. So this main character's name is Kane, I think. Kanae. And androgynous, mysterious, very cool, very talented. Then you have Haiga, Haiga. He is a freshman. Kane is a senior. And he is just like immediately enamored with Kane. He just thinks he's so cool. He's so talented. And he's always been a little bit bi-curious. And we got somebody who knows what's going on. Okay, knows something about himself. Anyway, in a situation where it's like almost like a hazing thing, like a bunch of the group sends him to the red light district, but the joke is that he's gonna get sent to a all-male brothel. Well, guess who's there? okay, and some sexiness ensues. So this was really good. I liked this. I will absolutely be reading this next because it is good so far. I really like these two main characters. Now, I don't know if this is only 2 volumes. I feel like I've heard that it was just 2, but I could be wrong, or that person could have been wrong. I don't know what the hell, but it's interesting. I like it. They're definitely going to be hooking up fully in this one, and I'm here for it. Okay, let it happen. What else am I gonna read? So I have so much stuff around me. What else is new? Because then I pulled a bunch of other stuff because I just got excited about reading other things. So let's really think about this, because I'm telling you, the size, the piles are very large beside me. I'm not going to show them all. Some of them I went over what like I wanted to read these in my last vlog, and I didn't read them. Let's see. So I've got Game Between the Suits Volume 3. I think I might read this because I still have Volume 4, and I would like to just go ahead and finish what I own, so then I can put it upstairs and make room for the other piles of manga that are in my office, because I'm a sick person. Okay, so let's continue on with series. Actually, that's a better idea. So I have a bunch of stuff here that's just like the first volume, and it's not a good idea for me to do that because I'm going to get too excited about reading those things. I've got the second volume of Claymore. I don't know if I want to read that right now, but we're going to put it in the maybe pile. We've got Die Dark. This is also going to be in the maybe pile. I'm not totally in the mood for that. All right, so these are first in a series. I've got Call of the Night Volume 15. I am going to read this for this vlog. One Piece, 7th Time Loop, Jujutsu Kaisen. I've been saying I need to read Jujutsu Kaisen, so we will be reading this for the vlog so it can actually get fucking done. This is first in a series, first in a series. All these are firsts, and we will put them to the side. We might be talking about them when I come back, if I do the right thing and finish everything else. I've got these Claymore volumes I'll put to the side. These are firsts. I do want to talk about these though, because I really want to read these. I really want to read On or Off. This is a manhwa, I think that's how you say it, and I want to read this in office romance. They show everything. You don't know I like that. Y'all know I like that. And then I've had My Dear Agent for a while, and every time I see these covers, I'm like, I want to read this so bad. But I'm going to control myself and put them to the side and be good, because I know I don't need to read those right this second. I have way too much stuff going on. Okay, did I say One Piece? One Piece. This is going to stay in the maybe pile because it's a little bit thicker. I want to read some things that are going to make me laugh, but also that I'm in the mood for it. And I'm not saying I'm not in the mood for One Piece. I'm just saying I'm not in the mood for that right now. Okay, we've got Platinum End. I will definitely be reading that for this vlog. I have Bleach, volume 60 and 61. This will go in the maybe pile. The Elusive Samurai, volume 3. Maybe. And then Free Run, volume 5. So that is 5 volumes right here. So Game Between the Suits, Call of the Night, Jujutsu Kaisen, Platinum End, and Free Run. This is what I'm going to read first. So that will knock 5 things off the list. The maybe pile is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 volumes, which I will hope to be reading. I'm not saying I'm going to get to it today. The other Claymore volumes, I'm just going to put these to the side because I still have to read the second volume to get there anyway. Let's see those first really quick. I'll show y'all really quick. So like I said, I have On or Off and My Dear Agent, but I will not be reading right away. I also had pulled Twilight Out of Focus, volume 1. Candy Color Paradox, volume 1, because I have like 6 volumes of this so far. The Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, the one I just cannot get my brain and mouth to work well with to pronounce this, so I'm just gonna say Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. Scattering His Virgin Home. Yeah, we'll wait on that one. Cast Heaven, when I got this because almost all of it was at Second and Charles and it was on sale. I didn't actually know what this was about. And then I read it last night, the description. What in the hell is going on? But I'm here for it. And then Windbreaker, which I've been saying I'm going to read a bunch of times and I haven't. And honestly, I actually am going to put that in this pile. I'm not going to prioritize it first, but I have read a little bit of it, so I'm gonna put it there just because I've started so far. So yes, with that being said, I now have 6 volumes that I want to read. So wish me luck. So when next you see me, unless something just was like really good in some of these that I was reading and I want to talk about it, I will have read these, period, because I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good about it. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys in a second. Hey, everyone. Okay. I've read a bit. I read 2 things. I did end up being on my phone. I'm sorry. I got lunch. Devin and I sat together. I don't know. I got distracted, but I read something and I'm not done, okay? So the first thing I read and finished was Pink Heart Jam Volume 2. I actually, once I stopped recording, I realized I didn't say that I wanted to read this in the book, in the stack of manga that I put up. This was so good. I really, really like this. And even though I don't think it says on here that this is the final volume, I mean, it basically has a conclusion and I really, really liked it. I like how this relationship has progressed for these 2 main characters. It was just so good. I really liked it. It was very cute. I just love the characters. And we found out that his real name is Yuki and the other character's name is Rio. So very, very cute. Since I struggled to pronounce their last names. Then I just finished Game Between the Suits. Okay, so I know I was like, I don't know if I really want to read this. And then the way this ended, I was like, oh fuck, now I gotta read the next one. So what I suspected, he's a piece of crap, okay? And I could be wrong because the way it ends, it could go either way. But basically the thing I have not liked about him is that, I don't know, it's just something about him. And the end of this volume, we kind of got a flashback. So like the first 2 volumes and then the beginning of this one, it's really all from her perspective. You know, she's essentially the main character of this. And the way this ended, we see it from his perspective and we kind of go back in time and see how he is before he starts working at the same office that she does. Okay, not terrible, but he's definitely like, I don't want to clinically diagnose anybody, but is a nymphomaniac, is that a clinical diagnosis? I don't know. But the man is addicted to sex, okay? He just literally wants sex, no strings attached. Fine, okay, who am I to judge? But he definitely is cruel about it when he's no longer interested in a woman, at least in the instance that we see, where it's like, okay, yeah, the girl did say no strings attached, but look, you're shaking the cobwebs off, okay? You're beating her down into the bed, okay? The mattress has her imprint in it, okay? You're really putting it on her. You're putting that thing on her. Of course, she's liable to catch feelings. He's just mean. He's just mean about it. And like, I haven't liked it about him. There's just something like very sinister and creepy looking about him, and I don't like it. He then like got upset with our main female character at one point during this volume, and I didn't like how he treated her. So it was done for me there. Like, I've already been done with him, but he really pissed me off with that one. And now it seems like, actually, okay, my bad. I haven't even really talked about what the point of this volume is. I'm just going on because I started reading the first and second volume a long time ago. Basically, she is a workaholic. She really does focus so much on work, so much so that when she is like dating guys or in the middle of having sex with men, she is taking calls from her boss because she just doesn't care. She cares about work. And she has basically accepted that about herself. She's like, I'm not going to find love and I don't care. I'm going to be devoted to my job and that's it. And if I have sex with people, have sex with people. Incoming this dude who is like a newbie, he gets assigned to like shadow her basically. And all of a sudden they're in the car and he's just like, let me sexually assault you? Basically, that's what happened. That's what happened. He basically sexually assaulted her. And he's like, can we fuck? And she's like, So then it turns into a game. And that's the whole point, you know, game. That he is like, actually, no, I can't quite remember it, but it's like, just don't fall in love or something. And she is into it at first, but obviously she's kind of apprehensive because it's her coworker. She has a little bit of like decorum on that. Like, I don't want to be fucking on my coworker. And then you go and tell everybody, because he gets really close to doing that a lot. And it's really annoying. And basically, it is a game, and she can't tell what is real and what isn't. Are we just having sex with each other? Are there feelings involved? You are acting like you have feelings for me or something, and I can't tell what's real either. Okay, and I don't like that. So he seems to be jealous when she's talking to someone else or someone likes her, but she can't tell if that's real, that he's acting that way. Then he got mad at her for something, and then again, we're on the line of like, what is consensual? I don't like him. And he basically just treated her in a way that she was not okay with. She set the boundaries, said, don't do that. But even then, the way this ended, now it really seems like he's just having sex with her as a game, and that he wants her to fall in love with him so he can like shit on her because she's the ice queen. And that's what I think is going to happen. And if that's what happens, I'm going to be disappointed. But I can see that being what happens because we know that happens in real life. Okay. That he does want to have sex, no strings attached, but he wants to be the one in control of the situation. And when he feels like she has gotten the upper hand, it seems like he always switches up and does something that's like, let me take the power back. And I don't know. Let me tell you, let me just show you the picture. Tell me this isn't the face of an evil fucker. That's the face of evil. That's also the face of Orochimaru. And then, you see what I'm saying? Start game. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just something about it. I mean, look at the way he's holding on her. Get your hands off of her. So, with that being said, I've read 2. I'm gonna read 2 more, okay? Because at this point, now I'm back to 5 things because I read Pink Heart Jam. So I put on Jurassic Park, the original classic. What did I say I wanted to read? Those were kind of fun. There was a more romance. So I think I finally will read Windbreaker. And I will also choose, I'm so close to the end. I was gonna say Platinum End, but should I read Call of the Night? Oh Lord, yeah, it's getting crazy up in there. You know what, let me be good. I'm gonna read Platinum End, Windbreaker, and if I can, because it's already almost 9 o'clock, I will, Free Run? Maybe I'll read Free Run Volume 5. And if I don't decide to read this, I will be bad and read one of those ones I said I will put off. I also have to read My Happy Marriage, Volume 1, the light novel. I talked about this in my last vlog, that I'm taking my time getting through this because I am enjoying reading it in this format. So I got to chapter 3, and there's only 5 chapters in this light novel. So maybe I will also make a point to read 1 more chapter, so I'll get to chapter 4. So hopefully I will have read this much and 2 volumes. Wish me luck. I will see y'all again in a second. Hey everybody, okay, it's a new day. I feel like you can kind of tell by the lighting. Last night I did read, but I also fell asleep pretty early. But that's okay because I got reading done, so I have stuff to talk about. I did finish another chapter of My Happy Marriage. It's really good, and I cried a little, like I teared up. So if anybody has watched or read My Happy Marriage, the scene where Mio gets to see Hana again, that just made me cry. I remember reading that scene in the manga in the parking lot of work and crying. I don't know why I got so emotional when I read it the first time. I didn't like full on cry as much as I did the last time, but it did make me tear up. I'm still really loving this. I actually really enjoy reading this as a light novel because there's so many more like emotions and insights that you get that, I mean, it's hard to get that in the anime, right? Or even in the manga. So I really enjoy the fact that you get so many different perspectives. Obviously you're getting Mio and Kyoka, but you're also getting her stepsister. You are getting the fathers of the other family. So her dad, her biological father, and then Koji's dad, Koji's perspective, which you do get a little of that during one of the scenes where Kyoka and Koji have to be together. I won't give any more detail, but I just really like this and it's so good. I also think I got a little emotional the scene when Yuri has to help Mio when they run into Mio's stepsister. Oh, it was so good. I finally finished the first volume of Windbreaker. I really like this. Now, I didn't ever really get into Tokyo Revengers. Granted, I understand that that's not this. There's like some other supernatural shit going on, time traveling shit, I don't know. But it also has to do with delinquent kids. And I just love this. It's just so, it's so cute because, you know, you're dealing with a young man who is so used to being written off, so used to being treated very poorly, and he is in this community trying to be the number one guy, the number one fighter in this school that's known for fighting. But what he doesn't realize is this community is actually saved by these young guys in this school who fight all the time. So he's thinking, oh, I'm gonna hang out with the ruffians. And yeah, they're rough and tumble, but they're protecting their community. They help the elderly. They paint graffiti. They help, you know, an old lady cross the street. So there's obviously much more to them than meets the eye, which it's the same way with him, but he doesn't quite, he's slowly getting into the swing of that right now. And I can't wait to read volume 2, and I need to watch the next episode, but I'm not sure when. Maybe tonight. Call of the Night volume 15. Still really good. Now, I've been reading this as it comes out, and that's not always the most enjoyable. Sometimes I can't even say I like to binge because, you know, the next one I'm about to talk about, clearly I'm not binging hard enough because I just got to this volume, but it's kind of a slow go, but honestly, this was really good. I like the introduction of this character. It's bringing us closer to a few more answers with Kiku, and now we know, which I think she did say what she's wanting Mahiru for, but now I can't remember because again, I've been keeping up with it freaking release by release. But now we kind of know what she has been doing this whole time with creating so many vampires, leaving these lovers in her wake, and them just feeling so lost. But we now know why she's been doing that, and then what her ultimate goal is. And then Ko, the final scene in this volume was so funny with Ko finally catching up to Mahiru, but just being like the most ridiculous situation. So still liking this. I need to look up when the 16th volume comes out. I feel like I don't follow when this comes out and then it just pops up randomly. I'm like, oh yeah, a new one's out. But I just read volume 60 of Bleach. Now this is the one I was talking about, like, now I say I want to binge, but I have the whole fucking box set of this and look how long it's taking me to get through it. But this was a good volume. We find out more about Ichigo's mother. So that has been something that's like, you know, kind of been in the background. Obviously, we want to know a little bit more about his parents. And I really like his dad, even though it seems like he's always at odds with his dad. But learning about his mom, I really liked this. And it made me really sad. It made me really sad. I hope that we learn even more and we get more flashbacks like we did in this volume of her and the love that she had with Ichigo's dad, because obviously it was, I don't know, their love story is so, it's so cute, it's so sweet. I like it, but we also just got like a little reveal of why Ichigo is the way he is. So Ichigo is, you know, he got Soul Reaper powers from Ryuga, and then some drama happened, something else happened. It's a lot, okay? If you've watched or read Bleach, you know there's a lot going on, okay? A lot is going on, but I'm excited because now we kind of, well, we're on a cliffhanger, but we kind of are getting a little bit more of the story of what the fuck is going on with Ichigo and what's living inside of him. So that is what I have read so far. I think for the rest of the night, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read another chapter in My Happy Marriage. And honestly, if I'm feeling funky, maybe I'll just finish My Happy Marriage tonight. I'm not sure. I really would like to start and finish volume 4 of 7th Time Loop. The 5th volume comes out soon. I think it comes out this summer. So I just want to keep going. I haven't watched the anime in a minute. At this point with this volume, I think I will reach the episode that I like last ended on, since 7th Time Loop wasn't over yet. But I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I also read On or Off last night. I didn't read the whole thing, so that's why I didn't want to like bring it out and show you guys. It's kind of giving Punch Drunk Love in that, you know, the guy who is like the top in the situation is really misreading the situation and thinking that like his roughness is like turning the other person off when it's not quite. But I am intrigued by On or Off. I like it. It's very interesting. So I'm definitely going to keep going. I just kind of lost steam last night when I was reading it. I just got really tired and I got past a certain point, and now I feel like I'm just in a, not a boring spot, but it's just not as exciting as it was right before then. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to try to read 7th Time Loop, My Happy Marriage, and I'm going to listen to The Retreat. So I've been listening to that on and off. I am so close to like 70%. I just made it to 60% done. And honestly, once I hit like 60%, I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to an audiobook, when I get to a certain percentage, it's like, bitch, we're going all the way. I don't know how it happens, but I immediately just like start pushing through like a choo-choo train. So really, I might actually just finish The Retreat tonight. We will see. But I'm going to just kind of like call it for the vlog right now because I've got to go do something really quick. I got to leave the house. I got to come back. We had a really busy day today. We went to Sam's Club. I spent a lot of fucking money on some food. I also just could not stop watching stuff about Vanderpump Rules. And I'm just going to do a little tangent right here. Team Ariana, Team Katie, period. Okay, if you're Team Lala or Sheena, get the fuck out of here. Okay, fuck Lala. I don't fuck with her. Okay, I don't fuck with her. I don't like her. I can't stand her ass. But yeah, that finale, when I say I wanna Tom Sandoval, you know, I just wanna, you know what I'm saying? I wanna get violent. I feel the violence in me bubbling every time I think about his ass. And I only liked Sandoval because of Ariana, because I love Ariana. If y'all watch the after show, Ariana and Katie, oh my God, they look so fucking good. Every time I'm talking about it to my husband, I'm like, I want Katie to beat me up. I want Ariana to slap me across the face. I don't care. I know that seems weird, but I'm obsessed with them. They're so fine. They're so cool. I want to be their friends. I also love Dana. But anyway, I don't fuck with Sandoval. I don't like the Toms. That's how I feel about them. Brock can get Olivia Benson and Elliot Stapler, okay? And I'm talking Zoom Zoom. I want to beat his fucking, is he Australian? I want to beat his ass so fucking bad. I can't stand him. And you know, James is cool. He brings a lot of comedic relief. But yeah, that's what I've like been obsessed with this whole entire week. I've been waiting for the finale, and it disappointed, but it didn't disappoint, if that makes sense. This reunion is about to be fucking insane, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle it, but at the end of the day, Ariana's winning. She's on Broadway again. She's selling shoes, she's selling batteries, she's selling Raising Cane's, she's selling it all, okay? So everybody else can eat shit. But yeah, before I get to really talking, because I know I've been talking Devin's head off a lot. It's been very difficult. I've done some voice notes to my friends because I just need to talk about it, but I need to be in some type of group with people who watch this regularly and we just talk about it because I have so much to say. I have so many feelings. But before I keep going, that's it. We're gonna cut it off right here. Now, we're still gonna be reading, but I'm gonna stop filming for today. Now, tomorrow I have something very important to go to involving my sister. We're gonna leave it at that. I'm really excited. I also have Sunday off. Saturday I have to work, but yeah, whatever. But we will be reading a lot. And I'm having so much fun reading My Happy Marriage that I really do need to pick up I'm in Love with the Villainess because I'm really loving the light novels. So yeah, I will see you guys again. Give me a few hours. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello again. Okay, so it's been a few days since I last made a video for the vlog. I don't remember what day that was. I'm gonna be honest with you, but it's okay because I've actually gotten a lot of reading done and I wanna talk about what I'm going to continue to read and show you guys a little bit of reading. I'm also gonna go upstairs and play games, so a little bit of gameplay too. But I'll start off with the book that I read that was from NetGalley. That was The Retreat by J.A. Baker, I think it was. I ended up reading that only 2 stars. It was, I think, a pretty good audiobook. I did like the narrator, but the story, like I kind of did see the twist coming, but not really. And I feel like the ending was just so, I think it was so ridiculous and like, I don't want to say silly. But it just wasn't that great. So it's a multiple POV thriller, like domestic thriller. And even though you're following a bunch of different POVs, the main one you're following is Peggy. She is the wife of Alec, and they recently, I guess, I mean, I may have missed it, but I don't feel like they gave a good like description of how long they had been in this like cabin up on a hill that they were living in. So the title being The Retreat, I'm thinking that they're like in a cabin on vacation, but he got a new job and is working there. A little confusing. And then at the same time, it doesn't even seem like they went anywhere different because everybody that they know is kind of still in a way orbiting around them. So and I don't really get the correlation for the title in this. Anyway, her husband is a teacher. She is a writer kind of, and she is somebody who is deeply insecure, clearly has a lot of trauma, a lot of PTSD, possibly a mental illness. It's like very vague. Like it's referenced, but it's never really like explained. Does she have depression? I don't know. Something is going on between Alec and Peggy. There's this tension. There's this personal thing that happened many years ago. Her mom didn't want them to be together. He has this childhood trauma. All of that is also very strange, like how they technically know each other, but not really. And Peggy doesn't have a relationship with her mom. Her mom is still desperately trying to reach out to her. There's a lady down the road who has Alzheimer's who is like getting out of the house all the time and maybe saw something. And Alec is probably cheating on Peggy. And there's this person who may be buried alive. Like, what the hell? See, I don't want to give too much away. But part of me does kind of want to spoil a little, not unless somebody wants to know. So how about this? I'm about to give a spoiler for this book. So if you ever want to read it and you don't like spoilers, I'm gonna be talking for like 2 minutes. I don't know. We'll see. I will, I don't know, put a little thing up on the screen for you to know that I'm done talking. How about that? So I am now about to spoil the book. Yeah. So Peggy, when she was younger, got into a relationship with Alec when he was older. This was an issue for her mom because of the age gap, but it was also an issue for her mom because when Alec was even younger, because he's from their neighborhood, he was being abused by his father, and Alec was a very weird, like isolated, abused kid. And this one instance happened where he killed an animal in front of Peggy's mom. I don't remember her name. We'll just call her Sandra. It's something sounding like that. So obviously she is frightened. A child just killed an animal in front of me. We know that's like serial killer vibes. Well, not too long later, her daughter is like 16 or something. She brings home her new boyfriend who is, I don't know, maybe 21. Clearly, like, the age gap is not appropriate, and it's that fucking psycho boy. She clearly has an issue with Peggy. Peggy doesn't get it. Sandra doesn't want to tell Peggy, like, why she has this issue. But Peggy clearly, I don't know, has, like, a lot of insecurities. One thing leads to another. Peggy gets pushed through a fucking glass door, and her face is all fucked up. That is just something that, like, severely bothers Peggy. Obviously, she's disfigured. She didn't want her mom to go to jail, so she didn't go to the proper authorities or the doctor to get her shit fixed up. And honestly, for a while, I was wondering, does she even have scars on her face? That's how confusing, like, the way Alec was treating her about the scars was. Like, I was kind of thinking, is this, like, something that's in her head? And then all the while, something is wrong with Peggy. Like, she is kind of weird. Okay, so now we're moving on to Alec. He is obviously a weirdo. He grew up in an abusive house. He has turned into kind of abusive. It's kind of like implied, but we don't really see him be like, he doesn't beat on Peggy, but he does things that some abusers will do, like drive really fast when they know that you're like upset about it and you don't feel safe. Gaslight you. He does a lot of gaslighting to Peggy, a lot. He's fucking on somebody else, thinking about fucking on somebody else, just because Peggy, who clearly is going through something, isn't like totally affectionate. Now, he did ask her to go to a therapist, but I mean, something's deep-seated. So if you don't want to be with her, leave her then. I don't know, but what you're doing is wrong. Then the people who are down the road, it's a woman named, I think, Wendy, and her mother who has Alzheimer's. Her nephew is helping look after the grandma. The grandma keeps getting out. She almost gets hit by a car, the car being Alec and Peggy. She claims that she witnessed somebody died, and she keeps like trying to get to Peggy. We also have another POV with someone who's clearly buried alive, and it's somebody named Claire, I think. Claire is buried in the basement or something, somewhere on the property that Peggy and Alec live on. That Claire's sister is going around and trying to figure out, where's my sister? She goes to their house. So obviously that's the thing. Like, that's why the name of the book doesn't really make sense, because the retreat, it's not like they're not from here. Like, they're clearly from here. So what's the retreat for? I don't get it. All the while, Claire's fucking dying slowly in the basement. Sandra is desperately trying to prove to Peggy Alec is no good. She thinks that Alec killed Claire. It's a lot. And then forced proximity, Sandra and Peggy. Also, that's the other thing. At one point, Sandra is still like really close to making contact with Peggy again, and something happens and her house gets set on fire. I don't even think we ever really addressed that. Like, who set the fire? She's thinking it's Alec. She thinks that someone but we don't ever talk about that. But I guess any way to make it so she has to get into Peggy's house. And one thing leads to another. Peggy is so pissed off at her mom just for existing. Obviously the mom has a problem. She's an alcoholic too. And then Claire's sister comes around again. Sandra's like, okay, let's do some sleuthing Nancy Drew style, because she thinks that Claire's sister is going to expose Alex. But then we find out, and this is where it gets like even more confusing and a little convoluted. It was really Peggy who killed Claire. She was having an affair with Claire. Okay. Not really dropping any hints that she is like bi or anything. She just has an affair with Claire. Claire wants her to leave Alec. But the problem is when we have like flashbacks, Claire is talking to Alec. Huh? Like, it's very clear that when she is talking to someone on the doorstep of their house, in my opinion, it seems very clear that she's talking to Alec and not Peggy. because they even used Alec's voice. So it's like, what the fuck? So Claire was trying to convince Peggy to leave Alec because they were really in love. And then when she tries to get into the house, Peggy says no. And then Claire falls, hits her head. She's not dead, mind you. And instead of just calling the police, she's like, let me just drag her unconscious body, because I think it's pretty clear that she's not dead, down into like a hidey hole somewhere, and just let her like slowly starve to death. Because that's what happens to Claire. She is starving to death in this hole for a week. I don't know. Rats are like eating at her body because she's pissing and shitting, and like they're getting in. It's just like, what? And then she never can get out of wherever this thing is. Although it did kind of seem like when Peggy brings her mom to see where Claire's body is, that it was, who am I? I've never been assaulted in that way and then buried alive. So who knows what would happen to me, okay? I might also just be like, I can't get up. Anyway, so now Sandra's like, okay, we got to make sure that you don't get caught, Peggy, because I love you. And basically Sandra's like, back the car up to like the basement, whatever, the cellar. We'll put her body in. I will drive it somewhere else, because now she's trying to be like, well, I got to be there for my daughter. I'm going to dispose of the body. Well, something happens because they're on the fucking edge of a cliff. Peggy backs the car up, and then she's right here to the cliff. And then Sandra's looking at her, and then Peggy's looking at her, and then she backs up off the cliff. Okay. So instead of Sandra just being like, yeah, I came and visited my daughter, and she told me that she had killed this person. I mean, you could tell the truth from there, because I mean, you could simply just say like, look, I've had a strained relationship with my daughter for a very long time, and I was willing to cover this up, but my daughter killed herself, and now it's like, well, fuck. But instead she takes the heat, and now she's gonna go to jail. Really? And so even though nobody can prove that Sandra had anything to do with it, they're still like, well, I guess it's just like convenience. I'll just, no, first of all, I don't really like the police, so I'm not saying it's not possible, okay? We know that cops coerce confessions out of people all the time, and the confessions aren't true, but they're just like, we got a conviction. So I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying, I think that there's a possibility that when something like this happens and someone is copping to something that they really didn't do, I kind of feel like they're like, actually, no. To spite you, I'm going to actually find out the truth. I don't know. Like reverse psychology, the cops will actually do their job. Anyway, I rated that like 2 stars because obviously I finished it, but I don't know. I'm not saying I don't recommend it, but like I don't. You know when you have that feeling? And now we're back. Okay, I'm done ranting about this book. So if you listen to it, thank you. Tell me what you think, especially if you've read it. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments. If not, if you want to read it, bless you. Bless you. Let's get into the other 2 things I read. So I read and finished My Happy Marriage, light novel volume 1. This was really good. I enjoyed it. So basically the way this one ends, it's where Koji and Mio have that conversation outside of the Saimori house, and Kyoko's there. So if you watched the anime, if you read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. So that's a lot of like content in this one volume. So it's making me that much more excited to read the rest of the light novels, because once I read light novel 2, which is here, I mean, shit, I don't even know. We're gonna see, we're definitely like shooting right past everything that's going on in the anime right now. So I'm actually really excited. I'm excited to keep going with this. I can't wait to pick that up. I will definitely be picking that up. Maybe not right this second, but soon. Enjoyed it. I would say 5 stars for the light novel. And then I finished On or Off. And this was so cute. Okay, especially the way this ended. I really like it. So I think I talked about it last time, but I'll give like a brief synopsis. So Yi Young, he is working with like 4 other college students, like just got out of college. They all have been in college together, I think, to pitch a game app to this company. And the person who like spearheads it first ends up having to kind of leave and help her family instead. And she basically makes Yi Young the person who's gonna like pitch the presentation, keep everything together. He pitches it unsuccessfully to Dae Young, I think is his name, and it just does not end well. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, it was kind of planned, but they end up crossing paths, and Yi Young basically like says, I will do anything for you to hear this pitch again. And Dae Young is like, anything? And it's like, will you have sex with me for it? And Dae Young is like, yes, I will, because he genuinely does not want to see the other people like not succeed, because it feels like it is so much his fault. So they knock boots, okay, giving Punch Drunk Love, where it's like, you know, he is going to be really rough with him and put him in his place, because don't you dare proposition me. But of course, like, Yi Young is like, hey, we're 2 adults. If this is what I have to do for you to even just hear me out, I'm gonna do it. Well, of course, Dae Young is like, like, are you kidding me? Very rude, very rude. And he's like, don't ever do that to me again. Fuck you. Well, things happen. Something good comes out of it. But then there's like another issue, and it brings them together again, and it was really, really cute. So I'm assuming that in the next volume, because the way this ends was really like nice. It was like an apology. And I flipped through that thing. Okay, there is a huge penis being exposed. So they're gonna have sex, okay? We know it's gonna happen again. So I don't know. I'm kind of liking it, because it's definitely like kind of grumpy sunshine in a way. And I don't think that Dae Young is like a bad person. They kind of show examples of him really like having like, I don't know if it's the right term, it's like moral compass, but like he really doesn't like underhanded like sneaky stuff. He doesn't like bribes. So even though he took Yi Young up on the offer, his feeling was, oh, you think you're gonna get me? No, I'm gonna get you. You think you're tricking me, but I'm tricking you, okay? So yeah, I'm excited to read this, because obviously they're about to freak some more. Please continue. But I also think that they really like each other, and I like that. I also started on We Can't Do Just Plain Love. I love this. Okay, and I forgot who she was. Up to no good. Big-titted woman. She is up to no good. You know, usually my faves are all pink-haired women. I'm not fucking with her. She sucks. But so far, it is just so good. Like, it's turning into love, okay? I skimmed through. Somebody says I love you, and I just can't wait. So I think it's gonna be good. So what I'm going to be reading for the rest of the videos, I'm going to finish We Can't Do Just Plain Love. I had started My Dear Agent the other day, but I didn't finish it, and this looks really good. Basically, it's about 2 bodyguards. One is the one who's like the head of the bodyguards, I don't know, and a new guy who is like really obsessed with the guy at the top, the head guy, and he's like trying to get him to go on a date with him. And that guy's like, no, it's all about work, but he's chipping away at him. He definitely is chipping away at him. And I need to read Platinum End. So I'm going to read 3 volumes right now, and then a little bit later I'm going to play Dinkum or Palia, I'm not sure. But let's get into this reading vlog. Hello again. Okay, so decent amount of reading. I would also like to say that I've got a delicious thing of a Greek olive medley. Okay, these things are delicious. If you don't like olives, that's your own business. But for me, I love those little things. They're just so damn good. But anyway, let's talk about what I read. Because honestly, the last little tangent I went on, I think it was a little long. So I think this video has gotten a little bit longer than it needed to be. But that's okay, because honestly, I've read so much during this reading vlog. Like, that whole stack right there, I read. There's some down below. Yeah. So not the really tall one, but that one I've read everything. So I'm happy. So, well, I'm going to start with Platinum End first, because I want to end with, we can't do Just Plain Love. So Platinum End Volume 10, still liking it. I'm almost done. So I do kind of feel like I'm kind of done with the series. Not in a bad way. It's just like, you know, when you've just been reading something for so long and you kind of feel like, okay, can we get to the goddamn point? It was like that with Fire Force with me. Like, I really was struggling with Fire Force at the time, but not bad. So basically in this volume, 5 out of the 6, even though it kind of sounded like there's more God candidates than that, I thought there was another one besides the one we see at the end, have come together, and basically they're trying to force a vote for who should be God so that they don't have to fight. So instead, everybody can just come to consensus, and then that would be it. We meet this character, this kid who's like hyper, like, can I say suicidal? Can I say that on YouTube? Super serious about unaliving themselves, and just very pro, you know, self-unaliving. And they kind of have to talk this kid out of like doing that. And then like his motivation became like, if somebody says that they want to do that, like, I'm going to allow it. Because the whole point with these people is that they were about to take their lives and then the angels stopped them. So I think for this kid in particular, he kind of feels like, who are you? Who are you to tell me what I can and can't do? So now I'm going to use my power to whatever. So yeah, so pretty good. We have a new person that we met. It looks like Kabachi, but still liking it. I'm so close to being done. It's only 14 volumes, so I'm so close. So I'm gonna get it done this month, I promise. You know, I might end up doing another reading vlog before the month is over. That way I can get this shit done. Excuse me, it's gonna bother me if I keep seeing that shit all fluffy. And yeah, I would rate Platinum End good so far. I like it. It's not bad. I'm just like, I wish that this was only a 10 volume series at this point. I really do. Especially because our main character, he's like so on the fence about so many things that it's like very frustrating. But let's talk about what we can do. Just plain love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. American Idol. Call me Simon Cowell. So, exactly what I thought was going to happen. She wants to get with Kiritani, our main male character. First of all, can we talk about how fucking handsome he is? Okay, I get why. Let's see, you know, last time I did a video, the shit didn't, you know, didn't focus on him, and then everything was blurry. It was very annoying. He is fine, and I get why people have book boyfriends. Like, you know, they like it. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, like, I get how someone could be like, oh my God, he's so hot, even though he's not real. But that is a sexy ass man. I just love this one. Okay, I'm sorry. I just loved it. So Yuno and Kiritani, they're still, you know, working together to get him to not, like, have a hard-on in front of any woman who approaches him. They are actively having sex because she has some type of fetish. I think she's into the scent of him or something. I can't remember. But they're knocking boots. It's pretty hot. Pink hair lady, she tries to show up. I don't remember her name. Misumi? Something like that. She tries to pounce on him because she apparently really likes fucking with men who are in relationships. Could be my friend. I'm sorry. You can't support all women, and that's the type of woman I can't defend. I can't defend a woman like that. I can't support a woman like that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Anyway, so she tries to get on him, but he's like, no. F you. My heart's with you, you know. And she's like, oh, I guess you love her. And he's like, no, I don't. And she's like, I don't even want to say it because I know my parents watch that. She's like, well, you must have feelings for her because you didn't get hard on when I came on to you. So yeah, sorry, mom and dad, I apologize, but thanks for supporting me. I really love you guys. And yeah, that kind of just opens it up to him realizing that he has actual feelings for her besides like lust and desire. And Yuino also has feelings for him, but I think she's still in that stage in her mind where she's like, no, this is just like me doing him a favor and him kind of doing me a favor. So they're not totally on the same page. Like they keep crossing like paths sometimes mentally. Like he's thinking like, ooh, I really want to make her my girlfriend. She's like, oh, let me give you the girlfriend experience, but like for when you really have a girlfriend. He's like, I want it to be you though. Sometimes people just don't get the hint, but it's okay. And in the end, I don't know where we're going with this because there's the guy who has a crush on Yuno, but it's like him and the pink-haired girl are very weird. Like they've got some weird things going on. Like this other person who's throwing a wrench, I've gotten ahead of myself. He is friendly with Yuno, cool with Kiritani, doesn't necessarily want to date Yuno, but like if she gets her heart broken by Kiritani, he's like, I want to have sex with her. What the fuck is wrong with him and pink hair? I don't know, but either way, they're very cute. I love them. I want them to get married. Okay, please be together forever. And that's that. I'm gonna wrap the video up now. I'm going to eat my olive medley, okay? And I don't know, maybe listen to an audiobook. We'll see. I'm watching Evil Dead Rise because I like to watch horror movies in the background when I'm reading for some reason. But yeah, thanks for watching. Trying to do some more vlogs because it's fun and it makes me read. Actually makes me read. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on other social media. It's in the description box down below. And you have a good day. Goodbye.